The fragile peace between Thailand and Cambodia has shattered following a violent flare-up involving a Chinese-made missile launcher, pushing the two Southeast Asian neighbors back toward open conflict. Widespread combat has been reported along the border for 2 days, ending a ceasefire that had been championed by United States President Donald Trump early in the year. Thai Prime Minister Preah Vihear stated firmly that his country would take all necessary measures to defend its sovereignty, declaring that they must do what they must do in the face of aggression. In response, Cambodian Senate President Hun Sen, who remains the de facto leader of the nation, vowed that his force would fire back with full intensity. The renewed hostilities mark a dramatic failure of diplomatic efforts, as both sides accuse the other of firing the first shots in a dispute that has quickly spiraled from isolated skirmish into a dangerous regional crisis. The military situation on the ground has escalated rapidly, with the Royal Thai Navy launching a major operation in the province of Preah after accusing Cambodian troops of re-entering Thai territory. Aerial surveillance images reportedly confirmed that Cambodian special forces had rebuilt a fortified base at Ben Nong Ri, complete with snipers and rocket launchers, at a site that had previously been dismantled. In a significant show of force, the Thai military deployed F-16 fighter jets to carry out fierce airstrikes on an abandoned casino complex near the disputed frontier, describing the bombing as a defensive action. Cambodia has retaliated by unleashing a barrage of rockets, artillery, and drone attacks against Thai position. The use of heavy weaponry and air power indicates that both nations are preparing for a sustained engagement, raising fears among international observers that the clashes could evolve into an all-out war. The fighting has triggered a massive humanitarian emergency, with reports indicating that as many as 500,000 people have been forced to flee their homes in the border regions of both countries. Families are packing their belongings and flooding into temporary shelters, pagodas, and schools, creating a severe strain on local resources. Humanitarian workers describe widespread shortage of food, water, and essential medicines in the camps, as the sheer number of displaced persons overwhelm the capacity of aid agencies. The situation remains extremely volatile, with explosions and smoke visible from miles away, prompting constant evacuations even from areas that were previously considered safe. For many residents who have lived through decades of periodic tension, this latest round of violence is the most intense they have witnessed in years, leaving them with no choice but to abandon their land and livelihoods. The impact of the conflict is visible in the border town of Samraung in the Oda Minchi province of Cambodia, which has been left almost deserted as residents flee the expanding danger zone. Shut in, a 50-year-old grocery store owner described the terror of the past few days, noting that Thai jets had bombed a regional military base and another area near his town. He reported hearing constant gunfire near the border, which forced the total evacuation of the disputed village of Kon Kriel, located about 25 kilometers away. The roads in the regions are reported to be converged with anti-drone netting and lined with burned-out vehicles, painting a grim picture of the devastation that has engulfed the local communities. As the sound of artillery echoes in the distance, those remaining in the towns are living in a state of constant readiness to escape. United States President Donald Trump has announced that he will personally intervene to try and restore the truce, stating that he plans to make phone calls to the leaders of both Thailand and Cambodia. Speaking at a rally in Pennsylvania, Trump claimed that he had successfully ended 8 wars in just 10 months, citing his diplomatic involvement in conflicts between India and Pakistan, as well as Israel and Iran. He expressed confidence that a simple phone call could stop the fighting despite the collapse of the previous U.S. brokered peace deal signed in October. The American president dismissed the complexity of the situation, insisting that his personal relationship with the leaders and his negotiation skills would be sufficient to halt the bloodshed. His comments come as the international community looks to Washington to exercise its influence and prevent the destabilization of the region. Experts warn that the conflict, which is rooted in century-old colonial border disputes and contested temple regions, requires a more robust and long-term solution than temporary ceasefires. Professor James Chin from the University of Tasmania argues that the most viable path to peace would be the deployment of a peacekeeping mission led by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. He suggests that the regional bloc needs to demonstrate that it is capable of managing security in its own backyard to prevent further escalations. As Thailand and Cambodia continue to exchange fire, the risk of a broader war looms large, threatening to reshape the geopolitical map of Southeast Asia and undo years of economic and diplomatic progress in the region. If you have made it this far, congratulations, you have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. The conflict between Thailand and Cambodia has reignited with fierce airstrikes and mass evacuations, shattering the previous US brokered ceasefire. President Trump claims he can stop this war with a single phone call, citing his past success, but experts argue that only a regional peacekeeping force led by ASEAN can solve this century-old dispute. Do you believe that American diplomatic intervention is still powerful enough to enforce peace in Southeast Asia, or has the region moved beyond Washington's influence, requiring a local military solution to stabilize the border? And why? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate your support. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Like the video, share this video with friends and family, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.